Alright. Let me. Alright. The stream actually works. The audio is fine. That's good. Then I can do. Hold on. That's time. This. Yes. Yes. There we go. I heard the last stream. Oh, we're already in the inception. Also, fake chat. This is not chat from this time. Last time's chat. Let's see. Here we have the inception. Look at that. It's beautiful. Dude, I can't. If I ever change my like wallpaper or the icons change or I change operating system or whatever, then it's gonna be interesting. It's so far in. Wow, I'm gonna get one good look here by full screening this, and I hope that I'm gonna remember to do this in the future, to just full screen at one point and just look at this and get it all zoomed in and then get it all zoomed out. That's crazy. And there we go. That was fun. Now we go to the code. And you might see there's a separate file. There's a separate file for save load. What do you mean? Anyway. Everything's not in the same file? Yes. I decided to try it. To separate code into another file. And it hasn't been bad. So, dude, what is this commit? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So I did stair stepping. If I remember correctly, I did the stair stepping on stream, but I did the camera smoothing, so it's no longer garbage. And I started doing some save load stuff. Like we have tests. Like I've been a big unit test hater for a long time, but now that I've done some amount, I can say that it did actually help me like make this. I haven't tested it for real, like I haven't made the save system, but I can be pretty confident that this should work, right? Because I can test like saving a bunch of blocks into a chunk, putting it into bytes, and then getting it out of bytes, and then, and it just seems to work. And let me show you the stair stepping and how it looks. It's a lot better now. So I'm gonna close that. So we can go here, do a bit of stairs. Oop. This beam. Oh. And you can already see as I'm walking up to this, it's pretty smooth, right? Like it's super smooth. Like we go up here, and we kind of just, it looks like you're ramping up as you go up the stairs. And the technique is very simple. And I can like go at different speeds and whatever. I mean, if I had a wall here, then I could go slower, actually. One thing is that the raycast is sent from where the player's head actually is and not where the camera is. I could fix that pretty easily, actually. But now I can go with the slower speed, and you can see, like, each step we kind of just, go smoothly up. And it actually doesn't look too good when you have slab stairs. Let me show that. If I had a save load, then this would be just a test world that I would load up in the start of the stream, so I wouldn't have to rebuild it. But it is what it is. Anyway, so here, like, it's fine. Not the best. You're gonna go up like that. Not the best. But, it is what it is. I could change these to be the, I'm gonna do the other types of stairs as well, actually, just to show it. But I do love how smooth this is. Like, I can just place down blocks and whatever. And it kind of just works. This is... I feel like I have the worst colors for everything. But it's fine. Now we have these stairs. And we can go up these stairs. And it's also smooth. Wahoo! It kind of just works. I hate that the stairs kind of blend together when you look higher up. But yeah, but then we have also these stairs. They're like about as smooth, I would say. So this is a success on the camera smoothing. I think these fit the art style better. Yeah. Anyway, so I have two goals in my mind for this stream. One is get save load working. So if I build something like this, for example, then I could type something like save save test world, and then I would just save it, right? Wahoo. And then the other thing is stair connecting. I really want to have this thing where if I were to place a normal stair here, then it would just be a knob stair instead, right? And then if I were to place a stair here, then this stair would be a corner stair. So I could just place these and have them connect automatically, right? It's a bit of an annoying task, but, sometimes you have to do annoying things. Like, basically, for straight stairs, like, you just need to first see, like, okay, does the stair have things next to it? Like, does it have a normal stair here, or does it have a knob stair in this configuration? We don't care about any of the others. We basically just want to see, is this part connected, right? We don't care about this part, or actually, we want this part to not be connected, and we want this part to be connected. And then if we have a corner stair, we also only care about, well, yeah, no, I think that's the only configuration where it pastes that. And if the other stair is upside down, then we never care about it. But there's some logic that I have to do. But basically, if these sides are locked and you have another stair here, then you don't want to connect to it. But if this isn't here, then you would connect this stair so that it would become a corner stair like this, right? But yeah. Oh yeah, if I feel like it, I might try to do camera protection because it's still bad. I actually just had my math exam yesterday, so I should have the math somewhat in my head still. Like it wasn't necessarily about this. No, no, it was trig, so I should know. But we'll see, we'll see. It's crazy to think about that. These are the voxels. Like these squares that you see are the voxels, and I'm just kind of existing on the scale. Where before the voxels were a lot, they felt a lot bigger, right? As the camera was like close to the ground, and I was modifying one voxel at a time. But now it's very natural to just exist on the scale, and this is something that I was actually looking forward to. And yeah, crazy. It feels strange. Anyway, let's do save load. That's enough Yepperinos. Oh, we're dropping some frames. Uh, there's been like a few frames dropped, but nothing too big. Anyway, so we can save and load individual chunks. What we need is kind of the wrapper code for this, where I do impulse save load for voxels. And let's see our voxel struct. So we have a hash map of chunks. We have an octree cache, which this I don't know if this should be called the octree cache. It's more like just the octree at this point. But, you know, we roll with it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to also do like a save load for the octree. But well, thankfully this is kind of simple. Oh, I don't know if I want to reorganize the octree or just keep it as it is. I think for now I'm going to do the simple thing and just keep it as it is. But later, what I might want to do is instead of writing the data and then the free write locations, what I want to do is note down like just write the data and shuffle the data so that there's no empty spaces in between, right? But I'm gonna do the simple thing first, and also I'm gonna rename this. We have no errors. Good. Oh, okay, okay. It is. I just thought these were the only changes, but no, there's more. I don't want this yet either. These are like for the stair stuff, in progress changes. Ooh, okay, this is also a bit stinky. Some other in progress changes. I think this is all that I want. Yeah. Let's look at the commit again. Let's also actually stash everything. Make sure that we don't have any errors. We don't, so the commit is working. And I don't see anything unnecessary here, so that's good. Good, 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 good. I'm pretty sure I renamed this variable at some point, so I could just catch every single point in the code that used that variable. Actually, I want the struct. There we go. Yeah, and for this, we actually need a function on the chunks to see if they're empty or not. Oh. We only need self, and we basically just iterate over every single block and see if they are air. And do we have to specify this as like a read-only thing? Let's get rid of that there. No, I'll have to do this. Oh. Yep. So if every single block is true, if every single block is air, I mean, then we return true. Dude, we don't have is air on blocks? What do you mean? We have air, but not is air. I think the Voxel implementation has that. I'm just checking for curiosity. Oh. Not voxels, but voxel. Yeah. But this is we want to do a different check anyway. Okay, is air. Then all I really need to look at is the model, right? We don't have an empty material, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we have solid colors and then we have debug. So there's no empty material. The model that's empty, right? I mean, this could be done either way, but this is the way that I chose. So we can't have like a cube that's air. We can't have a slab that's air. All that kind of stuff. Oh, we can have air that is of type material color or of material debug. But no. It is what it is. I don't know a better way to do that. Yeah, that's a pretty simple function. We just see if the model is empty. And that's that. Where were we? For block and there we go. Let's actually do a cargo format. Ooh, the 540. Well, this function should just work like this. We look at each block. If the blocks are not air, then we're not completely air. And if we didn't return false on any of these, then we return true. Pretty simple. And for this save load, we're just going to iterate over all of the chunks. And we're going to see if the chunks are air. And it's going to be a bit expensive, because we're going to look at every single block in the world. But that's fine. And we have to do that. So we do that. We could do some additional bookkeeping on the chunk, where we count how many air blocks we have. So every time you place a block in a chunk, if it's air and it replaces something that's not air, then we do -1 on the count. And if it's something that's not air and it replaces air, then we do +1. And then if we reach 0 on that count, So we know that everything is there. So we can just free the chunk. And then we wouldn't have to worry about it when saving the whole world. But I'm not gonna worry about that for now. I think first we're gonna do save load on the octree. Yeah. So this is what I did for the tests. So I'm thinking I could just write the test first and then do the implementation. Basically the test is gonna immediately cry at me if the implementation is wrong. So let's do that. Test octree save load. And I don't have like a sample octree. How would I generate an octree there? I could make a new voxel thing. I mean, to be honest, the octree is pretty simple. Like I just have to write these as 2/3. Well, I mean, there's the cache as well, to be fair. Yeah. I guess I'll just write the test. Ho, 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 ho. And I can literally just do this. I can make a new voxels thing. I can place blocks and then just get the fucking octree. And just see if it is identical afterwards. Oh, we still do some hard-coded stuff here. Why is this not just in the octree new? I think it's U32. I'm gonna do it in the right place. Do that there. There we go. Dish. Oh, see. Lishy. 1025. And we don't need this anymore either. Hope it doesn't break anything. Oh, 5-1. That might break some things, but we hope that it doesn't. And this I actually have to test. Do I trigger the recalculation ever? This might be just like legacy code that I'm never gonna do, or never gonna use anyway. I mean, I can place things around and it seems to work. Let me take a peek at the octree. Yeah. It seems to just work. Yahoo! Anyway, I'm gonna commit that. Yep. It's good. Let's also test with the clean slate. Yeah, I told a friend that I usually don't test my code like this after like making small changes and stashing. Well, they actually made me change my mind. Yeah, I don't know. It's good to test like this. I'll have to bring it up to them. We no. Alright, so we have the octree, and I could try to do the save load for the voxel struct directly, but I think it's good to first do the octree and then test the or then do the whole thing. Okay, we have that. I wanted to copy the thing. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna do it with random. I'm gonna place a lot less. Okay, it doesn't. Yeah. So I don't define the voxels there. That makes sense. I might do a thing also where when we make the voxel thing, then we create an octree instantly. There's no reason why we should manually put the octree there. But we'll keep it like this for now. Yeah, I'm thinking we should probably just always have the octree be there. Well, we'll see, we'll see. And I was placing the voxels on the one test, and I'm just gonna wait it out. It's not gonna take that long, but it's gonna pass because there's no assert false anywhere. And so literally just placing the voxels. It's crazy to think that the test is doing the thing and it's not gonna be rendered. I don't know why that feels crazy to me. Like the code is running like it's supposed to, but it's outside of the normal context that it's run in. How long do you take? It shouldn't be that long. The worst part is that you can't see the debug print. I'm just gonna modify this while it's running. Oh, I mean, it's not gonna affect this, but whatever. Let's just do like 13. Oh, and it's crying about that. Do 13. Lucky 13 for all these. I believe. I believe. Or do I believe? I don't know. If it doesn't reach the end at the end of the minute, then I'm gonna kill it. There's a good 30 seconds now. I swear it doesn't usually take this long when I just launch the game. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. It's over. It should be a lot faster now though, because I reduced the amounts. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna make it even smaller. We don't need a whole lot of blocks to test the save load. Need some amount. Yeah, now it like runs reasonably fast. This is a few seconds. Anyway, this just gives us the octree that we can use to test, right? And now what we're gonna do is let node save data back here. And then we say octree dot save data. Do we have anything wrong right now? We should. I guess there's no method for that. Then we're gonna do. So we're gonna decode 2 of these. The reason that I do 2, like here as well, is that if the chunk doesn't load all the required data, then the other chunk is gonna start from the previous chunk's data and it's gonna fuck up the loading. It's like a very, very simple way to test that. Oh yeah, I need to do this. Let's do assert equal. Let's gonna cry that we don't have this function. And that's fine. I'm gonna implement those in a moment. I don't know if we can compare octrees like that though. That might be another issue that we have. I'm just gonna do that. Yay, now we can compare them. Alright, now we have the test, and now we need to actually do the implementation. And this is like, it's not that much work to do this, right? At least I feel so. And, well, technically, for this equality check, I don't really care if data and these are exactly the same. I just want the rendered thing to be the same. But for now, I'm going to keep it identical. But if I start shuffling around the data, I guess I could shuffle around the data before I save. So then I can just do the simple equality check anyway. We'll see, we'll see. For now, it's good and simple. And we can just do the implementation. Let me actually go to the top of the file and copy this. I don't like that I can't scroll past the end of the file. So I can't have the text be centered. I have to make new lines here. Ay, ay, ay. That's... I have this. If we just return none, then we shouldn't have any errors. Yep, or then if we do cargo test, then our lovely unit test is gonna fail. Oh, it's not failing actually. Oh yeah, I need to unwrap these. We're getting a type error. Let's do the unwrap. Oh. Oh, yeah, okay. What? Oh, yeah, it needs to... So we can't clone this. Okay, yeah, so I need to not do it like this. I need to do it like... but I probably need to... Yeah, okay. That... Panic here. Yep. Look, tree, don't save. And do this here. Terrible name spot. We roll with it. Yes, and now we're getting the unit test file. If I was using AI tools, then I would just tell the AI, yeah, just make the unit test not fail. And all it has access to are these functions. I think that might work for something, but... Yep. Anyway, it actually would be pretty hard to cheat this kind of test as well. Because the data that I'm inputting is random. Right? So you can't just hard code a return here that gives you the right output. Right? Like you have to do it based on the data, and you have to also save the data. Like both of these have to work actually. But yeah. Anyway, what we're gonna do is save the shit. Easy. How do we do that? First we need to save the actual octree data. What do we call the thing? We have so data. It's just data. Okay. We do want to do this. Then from slice, I guess. How do we turn a U32 into a slice again? What are you? Okay. Interesting. I remember I did this before in the other project. So let me just go and steal. Two le bytes. There we go. I don't know why that's so fucking funny to me. Two le bytes. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it is extend from slice as well. And then num. Uh, I don't want to do it like this. The only problem. So I have to do either a thing here or. Interesting. But do I have to do the borrow here, or can I just? No, it wants to borrow. Okay. I have to dereference there and then instantly borrow. There. I'm gonna do this. I still don't know if extending from slice is worse for performance than appending, because if you append, then it will like allocate more to the array in a neat way. Well, anyway, now that we should probably encode the size. Do we have this on? I mean, I want it to be a U32 though. Okay. So we have the length. Yeah. Yep. Let's do that. That seems fine. The first 4 bytes are the amount of numbers that we have, and then we have the numbers. Wow. And then do the same thing here. Uh, then like that, and then for num and self dot free write locations. And these are going to be U sizes. I don't think U size has the same thing. Am I supposed to click on the other one? This? Okay. We have this. Yeah. But this is bad because it's a. The length can change. The length can change. We're just gonna assume that U32 is enough for that. Anyway, that's good. Fill free locations. Then from slice. Yep, and we have the size there. And that's it, actually. Size, data, size, data. And for loading, we kind of do a similar thing. I didn't want to do that. Alright. There we go. I still need to make my bot to handle those. Anyway. Alright, yeah. My brain just got completely hijacked by the spam bot. It's complete waste of time to think about it. But it is what it is. Anyway. Data slice. So now we want to get the amount of numbers in our array. I don't know what to call this, so I'm just gonna call it num amount. And then we do. Then we get everything from data. 32 from les bytes. This. And then we have an array, and we do data next. And if we don't have enough data, we just return none. That's what the question mark means. Yippee. Oh, we need to dereference all of these? Bruh. We not have to, like, do this? I thought this is required. Okay, sure. It exactly doesn't want that. Alright. Now, and now for I in 0 num amount. And we might have an off by 1 error here, but the unit test is gonna catch it, so I don't have to think about it. That's lovely. Anyway, if that's better. So I looked at the chat output here. I like how the yellow text aligned with the grayed out, like, oh, this message was deleted. I thought there was like a thumbs up emoji, like right here or something. That's crazy. Anyway, oh yeah, we also want to make a new vec that we actually append the stuff to. Actually do this exact same thing. And then tree data dot push num. I still complain about that. Let's just do none for now. Oh yeah, this has to be mutable. Good. I shouldn't complain about anything. Yep. Then, after we have done that, I'm just gonna redefine num amount. And it should be this. I'm gonna convert it to usize. that, and then we do some. We don't even have errors. And if we test this, does it pass? It doesn't pass. Okay. So there's something wrong in my implementation. I like how you give me, it just fucking does this. Oh, data is empty and free route locations have everything. And on the other one, it's that free ride locations are empty, and I'm assuming this is the data. Why are they swapped like that? Your data is really confusing. It starts with a 9. It doesn't have the size in there? Oh. I'm doing data.len, not fucking octree.data. That's funny. Okay, it still fails. Well, for a different reason now. So which one failed? 170 failed. See, what is 170? Let's see. So it's failing in the second one, right? This is why we do 2 of them. The first one is successful, but the second one fails. Do I not save twice? Is that the problem? Because I do need to save twice if I want to have 2 of them in there, right? Ooh, look at that. It just works. It just works. I mean, the octree saving is pretty simple. Yeah, but there was one legit mistake where, like, I got the length of the wrong vec. And it, encoded that. That's amazing. Yeah. And that's save load for the octree implemented. That's awesome. And now I don't think I need the is air stuff for this. I only need this. Let's just do cargo format. Remove the empty stuff. Okay. I'm gonna say that we have implemented octree save load. That feels great. That's good. That's good. And now we're gonna do voxel save load. And for voxels, well, I mean, I'm gonna have to do the save load for the chunk hash map, I guess. And then we just need to do the octree cache. This we don't care about. This is gonna be false whenever we load anyway, so we don't have to save it. Yeah. I'm just gonna rename that. Gonna coast off the same stuff. If I didn't coast off the same test, then I would have to like like do another fucking voxel thing and place blocks and whatever. But I can use the same data. I can use the same data. Save. Oh yeah, hold on. Voxels don't save. I'm gonna do 2 of them, just so we can be sure that stuff works correctly. And then that's what errors do we get? Nothing. Yeah, we should get errors. Yeah, because we don't have load, and we shouldn't be able to compare them either. Like they don't have the partial EQ implementation. Oh, and this is gonna be a bit different, actually, because I'm not gonna encode empty chunks, so they're gonna be different from the original slightly. I might need to just write a comparison function instead of just deriving it. Yeah, happens. I mean, if I can just load the data, then that's already good. Then let me go to the top, copy these 2. I love coding in Rust. It truly is a joy. I mean, I love coding in Rust, at least for this project, right? I'm sure I could work on something that I would hate. Like stair connecting, actually. I don't like stair connecting, but I'm gonna have to do it. It's like really convenient to have. And that's like inside of this project as well. Anyway, I'm gonna return none for now. Save does nothing. Plastic setup, and then we do cargo test. And yes, we don't have partial EQ and we don't have debug. Partial EQ is a bit different for this. Oh, we have it for chunks. This is actually not going to be that bad of an implementation. Oh, so we have a hash map of chunks. Let's do this. Does it complain? has to be 4 voxels. Alright. So for now, we need to see for every key that we have, we need to combine the keys of like what we have in the other voxel shit. And then if we have a chunk that's not air, that's not present on the other, then we know we're not equal. And if we have a chunk that's not air on either of the voxels and the chunks are not the same, then we also know we're not identical. Those are the conditions. So how do I combine this? Do we have a hash set? Do we? Mm-hmm. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, as derived hash. That's fair. Full legal name of hash set. There we go. Then this a thing that I can do? Nope. What do you mean you can't find collections? Was it with a small c, perhaps? Okay. Okay, yeah. Pretty sure it's gonna be insert. That so this is the setup, and we have all the chunk positions. Now, the first we want to see, do both of we kind of say that we don't have the chunk if it's air. We can pretend like the logic works out like that. That's the thing. Contains key. Well, okay, this is gonna be a bit different actually. So we say if it's not empty, then we say that we have it. But if it is empty, hold on, then we don't have it. So if this is true, then this is false, and this is false. Yes. Okay. Kind of want to make this a tiny function. uh, let's do this. Shape. Chunk is self has chunk. What is the problem? Oh, yeah. Nice. So we have that. Yep. So if we have the chunk and they don't, or we don't have the chunk and they do, then we return false. But now, hold on. I kind of want to do this with the match statement for no reason. And if we say that true, we need to test if they're equal. If it's false, false, then continue. Then the others, I was gonna write them out. Why not? No. We have partial equal and chunk. We do. And this is kind of stinky, but we know that we have the chunk. I guess I could be getting the chunks and instead of having booleans, I have the option type here directly. But I'm not gonna cook that now. We know if we have the chunks, then we have the chunks. This should work, right? This should compare the voxel shits to each other. Oh, but this... actually, that's incorrect. That's incorrect. We need to get the other... Oh. No, that should be correct, right? We should always... We shouldn't reach this position in the thing anyway, but I was gonna complain. Oh, actually no, this should be true. If we don't return false from anything, then it's true. True. I don't like this line, but whatever. I would rather write like if chunk is empty, return false, else true, but yeah, it's whatever. Right, we have the comparison function. Nice cool though. And what happens if we test now? You get a bunch of errors. And we need to derive debug. Cargo test. Still get an error. What do you mean? Oh, what do you mean by that? $181. Value partially moved here. What do you mean? Oh, what do you mean? I mean, can I just do this first? Yeah, I can do that first. And then it doesn't cry. Yeah, so this is what I was expecting. We get this fail. Now we can go here, insert our lovely new lines. Then we're gonna have to save the chunks and then save the octree. Saving the octree is gonna be the easy part. Okay. I think these are the keys. Or how do you iterate a hash map? I guess both. Okay. That's nice. If I try to do a third one, then I should fail. Yeah. Well, we don't know the amount yet because we're gonna have air. We're gonna have air chunks in here, guys. That's fine. I'm gonna do 0. Gonna be borrowed. No, that's the wrong symbol. That's gonna be borrowed, and then we are just gonna get the index of this. I love this pattern. You have the index. We just insert a 0 there. Now what do we do? Now we write. Now we can assume the chunk is not empty. We're gonna actually save the data. We're first gonna encode the vec. I don't think I have that. I don't think I have save load for vecs yet, but let's copy this shit. I'm too lazy to type it out. I'm not gonna even write a test for this. I'm just gonna YOLO. I felt slight cringe saying that. Well, whatever. And go here. And then save. Can I iterate over things like this? Asking for a friend. Oh, it's no, you can't. It has to be like this. That's fair though. 4-axis in here. Say data dot extend from slice. And we say, what do we say? Borrowed, and then U30, no, I32. 2 bytes. Self access. I could do this with a T instead, I think. Then as long as we have this, then we're fine. I love num traits. This is a good trait. An interesting thing to type. Ah. I'm gonna do it like this. No T. No T for us. Anyway, now you want some. I'm gonna give you none. Alright. Do we want to do it like this? I32 from les bytes. This, very sure how to dereference these, so let's do that. Doesn't complain about that. That's good. But it gets initialized with zeros and then it gets populated. It would be technically a bit better, I think, performance if I just did this 3 times. It's not even that much longer, honestly. What if I just don't do the iteration? Let's see what it looks like. So do sum vector 3. Do x. It'd be like this. Yeah. This is a lot uglier though, right? Right? Like this is... Ooh. I think I like this better. And the order should be deterministic. We shouldn't like iterate in whatever order. That's good. Same here, and x, y, z on all these. X, y, z, x, y, z. We don't have to store the length at all. You should do that. Should be vector 3 save load. We don't have a test for it. We don't care. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. Anyway, that's a nice side quest. So now chunk will save. Have data. All we need. Mutable borrow of data. No. What do you mean? Oh, it's already mutable? Oh. Is that really it? Uh, maybe. Maybe for the chunk part, it is what we need to do. So we have the chunk position. Oh, yeah, we this mutable chunk count of 0. That'll be +1 on each one of these. Let me save. Afterwards, I'm gonna say data chunk count index equals chunk. Yay! And now we need to save the octree. And I think we literally just saved the octree. And that's it. I might be a non, but we'll just assume that's some, right? If it's none, then no, we don't care. What the hell? Or actually, well, this is not supposed to fail. No, no, no. Yep, we just panicked. Um, I was thinking of like returning none or returning an error, but I don't want that to be like a possibility. If we have something, we should always be able to save it. Always, always, always. This is just a temporary thing. And the panic is gonna get taken out, and we're gonna like write either a 1 or a 0. If we don't have an octree, we write a 0. If we have an octree, then we write a 1, and then we write the octree. But for now, for testing, we are always gonna write the octree, so the panic is gonna live there. This is still gonna fail because we don't load the data. Yep. And now we just need to load. They're cargo formats. Gonna be right at the bottom. Well, not exactly on the bottom, but that's fine. I was thinking, if I had all of this code in here, I'll be well over 3,000 lines by now. Sense. This makes sense. It's like, yes. Anyway, oh, loading, loading, loading. All right. So first we have the chunk count. That's the first thing. This is where I have the dereference, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna complain about that. Okay. No, we don't need to borrow, but we do need to dereference. Yep. This I just felt like my microphone was too close to my face. Just wanted to mute while I was moving it. Anyway, we have the chunk count. Now we're just gonna do chunk. Well, first we have the chunk position. So we're gonna do vector 3, I32, and this be like this. I'm gonna do load. God. Anyway, now I just started thinking about how instead of typing load, I typed CAD, and it's just like the L and O go switch to keys that were like to the left of those keys. I'm thinking, can I like make other words like this? It's like swamp and then so SWA are here. Would be S. Hold on, why am I like struggling with this? SWA. Then it would be. Am I thinking correctly? No, I'm not. Holy shit, this is like. Okay, that would be like. You can make some stuff with that. Anyway, yeah, we just need to give it the data. And then, all right. Oh, really? Oh, again, I need to just get the data. All right, we need to make this mutable. Nice. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Oh. It's crazy to me that I'm like way from the like bottom to the top, where once I get the chunk saving and loading here, I do the same for the octree, then I'm already like saving the chunks, I'm saving the blocks, and I'm saving the individual fields in the blocks, and it's just gonna work. I feel like that should be a jinx statement, but I have tests, so it should all work. It's a strange feeling. Anyway, but we have that. Now we should be done with all the chunks. And then we load the octree. And this is also going to be a thingy thing. I just realized that I should specify the type for this hash map. Now, so if I don't have these here, then yep. It's gonna insert option values, and it's gonna be happy if I don't specify the type. But if I have the question mark there, then it's gonna unwrap those. Yep. Well, it's not gonna. Well, it is unwrapping them and returning on if they're not there. I love this. This is good. I have the octree now. And then say octree hash. Oh, I could do a funny and just not unwrap this. I just put it there as an option, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do. That's funny. Oh, I have to say some. Oh, this needs to be a comma. Yippee! Cargo test. Do we fail or do we succeed? We fail. Okay, why do we fail? Calling option unwrap on a non-value. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. Which one? Is it the first? Or the second one? I don't even know which one I would prefer. 170. It's the second one. So the first one works. But the second one doesn't. Why? Why? Oh, you saved twice? Why didn't it work? So this tells me that we eat the wrong amount of data in the load function. For some reason, we just are eating wrong. Oh. Okay, 172. So now this fails. I'm not gonna fucking be able to read this. But it did process both of these. Let's do something funny. Which line are you? There's so much shit here. $172 failed. Well, I mean, okay, this might be the last one that I did. Clear out the console output. I'm gonna actually clear it, and then we're gonna do a cargo test. I'm gonna scroll to the top. I know this is the latest one. 174 failed. So the decoded ones are the same. That's interesting. Why are these different then? It's also interesting that I have to hello Chendu. I hope you're doing good. Yes. Yes. Currently trying to do save load. And this is kind of my first time working with unit test stuff. So it's like somewhat helpful. Well, partly. But I also just want to make voxel games. Right? So it is like I'm actually gonna be using it, hopefully. How to say, like the tech is to serve like a certain purpose, right? So I can place these, and despite what this looks like, these aren't necessarily voxels. These are 8 by 8 by 8 areas of voxels. And if I do model stair, then I can place down stairs, and these are the actual voxels. Do you get any advantage using a framework over a game engine like Unity or Unreal Engine? How to say? Well, let me first place this down here. I think for me it's mostly preference, like on what kind of stuff I want to work on, and I have at least one previous version that uses Godot. Yes. So I can run this version, and we can go here, and where's course to my favorite? There we go. And I have this, like I have a whole thing here, right? And this is all like, can't middle click to pick blocks, but I can, you know, place down blocks. I can do some lights. I can't break stuff in no clip? That's awesome. I forgot. Yeah, like I have a whole thing made. But yeah, but there's just some technical issues with this that I don't really like. Well, let me do this parkour. No, I failed. I jumped too early there. The one issue is that when I go into no clip and out, like how to say, I don't use the Godot physics at all. I use my own physics that I made in Rust, and it's a GD extension. And whenever I go into no clip, I basically remove the player from the physics stuff, right, completely. And when I on no clip, then the player is put back into the physics. And there's this little like error because the Godot positions for the camera are floating point numbers, and my physics space only uses integers. It's like a little offset, and the player would like fall through the ground, and it was really annoying. And then I fixed that, but then it caused other issues because that's like a band-aid fix. Or if I, what's the hotkey for the console? Or do I even have a hotkey for that? Oh, it's T. I have a replay for this. I don't remember the name. Okay. Yeah, but basically what I can do, I can record a replay. I can, you know, jump around, whatever. Uh, is it this? Yep. And then I can do replay, ASD, and then it's gonna replay these inputs. Right. And I can replay as many times as I want. It just works. It's great. But the problem is that sometimes the start of the replay would desync because of how I handle like teleporting and making sure that the player doesn't go through the ground. And that was really annoying. Like I was solving that specific problem and I was like, fuck this. Like I became so disinterested in this project in that moment that I just didn't want to work on it anymore. So now I'm doing this but without a game engine. And yeah, basically it's how would I say? Let me actually open the project itself. Let me open the project. Because the console stuff, for example, is purely in Godot. Godot is also handling the rendering. Like I am meshing the chunks myself, but then I just give the mesh to Godot, and you know Godot handles the actual like lower end stuff, like getting the mesh to the GPU and whatever, yada yada, stuff that I didn't want to care about. If I have the console, for example, I like this system. Someone cooked here. It's a whole thing where, you know, we have arguments and why am I waiting here? That's interesting. There's a whole parsing system for console commands. But the other reason that I stopped working on this version is that I kind of wanted to do ray tracing, right? And if I want to do ray tracing with Godot, like with voxels, then I have to like go through the engine to get to the point where I can write my own shader code and kind of do things the way that I want. And I didn't want to do that, right? I'll be just fighting against the engine. So I'm like, whatever, just do this, right? Just do it without an engine. Like, how hard could it be? Smile. And that's what I'm doing now. Oh, I need to drink some water. Yeah, I like the technical side, so yep, this is like right up my alley. Eee. What else? What else? Yeah. The original question, do I have any advantage? Uh, well, I guess the game export is smaller, file size is smaller. I have more control over what the computer does, but it's like, I don't know. I wouldn't really recommend it unless you want to do it. Like, there are obviously also downsides. Like, if I wanted to do console exports, like, that's a nightmare. Right? At least I'm assuming so. Web exports also, like, that's a nightmare. I tried to do that at one point and it just didn't want to work. With Godot, it's you just click a button and you have a web export. Like, it entirely depends on what you're doing. Um, but yeah, yep. For me, it's mostly just preference. And I had something else on my mind. Uh, well, if I remember it, then I will remember it. Yeah, I cannot remember. Anyway. Oh, well, okay. So this is the thing. So this was the thing. I'm also planning on doing audio in a way where I just generate all of the audio on the fly. So if I have a jump sound effect, then I'm gonna define through code like what the actual sine wave is. Well, I mean not necessarily the sine wave, or the sound waves, right? Like it's just gonna be on demand, just the game data basically like just the audio stuff happens on another thread. We're just gonna tell the audio thread play the jump sound, and we might give it some parameters where it's like, oh, it's like this material or whatever, or like the game is moving at this speed if we have slow motion or whatever. And then the audio thread just goes like, okay, boss. And instead of loading a wave file, it just generates the sound. And I have some stuff for that. Audio gen, let's go. So we use cpal and rand. Not a lot of stuff here. We can run this. This is not gonna give audio to the stream right now. I'm first seeing how loud it is. I'm gonna turn it down for the stream a bit, so it's not too loud. Alright, that should be fine. I'm gonna unmute the desktop audio, and this is my current audio gen stuff. Yes! Very cool, very cool, very cool. Just thumping baseline, I guess. Let me... Yeah, I have a bunch of stuff that I have to do here. A bunch of stuff. I have the basics going where I can like get some waves and kind of start combining them, but I want to get to the point where I can kind of more expressively just write like, oh, combine these waves in this wave, and then have like this wave control this wave's frequency and whatever, and maybe have like a UI for that where I can connect like nodes together and have that generate the audio. That would be cool. But we'll see. We'll see. This the work never ends. There's always more to do. Um, always more. But thankfully, I'm not on a tight schedule on this project. I'm kind of just vibing. Yes. So now the issues here. The issue is that I have so much fucking debug print. Holy fuck. So 173 is failing. Line 173. These are not the same. Why are they not the same? It would be so nice if it told me, like, a bit more precisely. Why they're not the same. Let's just do another assert here. Uh, That's probably incorrect. Oh, actually, that's correct. Nice. What the? Okay, so we have the same amount of chunks on both. Is it this? Is it? No, I don't test for that though. Yeah, 'cause I don't test that. I just test the chunks, and then we do this. I don't even test the octree actually, or do I? I don't. I don't even test the octree. I'll only test the chunks. Which chunks are different? Oh, if you just told me which chunks are different, it'll be cool. But it's not the chunks themselves, because the chunk test is passing, right? So we know that we're loading and saving the chunks in the correct way. It's just that we're either the equality check is fucked, which would be funny. Actually, it's not the equality check. Because this dish is not failing. So the decoded shit is just different from the original shit for some reason. But it might still be the equality check that's fucking things up. But hold on. Okay, no, we don't even have empty chunks. Yeah, that's why this other check isn't failing. Okay, let's go down here. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh. I think I see the problem. This is the problem. This is the problem. This is supposed to be a U32. Now we should get an error. Yes, there we go. Yeah. Okay. This is just completely incorrect. But that's fine. Let me think actually. Okay, so if we're handed a empty data thing, then this is gonna underflow, and that's stinky, very stinky. So we don't want to do that. I'm going to do this at -3 because we extended by 4 here. The length would be 4, and well, the index should be 1. No, the index should be 0. So we do this. Then from slice, yeah, it was empty there. No, what am I doing? I'm dumb. I can do this. This is what I should be doing. I was doing this before. Then I just forgot how it works. Anyway, we have that. And now, I'm going to insert this thing. Hule bytes. And we give it the chunk count. Gonna work in a moment. Do +0 here just so everything lines up. Alright, cargo test. And we fail. But I think I know the reason. Here's the loading code. We're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to do this. Yay! It passes. Let's go. Let's go. It should work. Technically, if we pass the test, the code should work. Also, let's take this test out. Okay. So now we're saving and we're loading. That's awesome. Now I just need to write a few commands so I can actually save and load. Scary. Scary. Scary, scary. We're going from theoretically the thing working because it passes the tests to actually testing if it actually works. Let's see. Gonna make a new command here. And it's gonna be save. I love implementing console commands. So you don't have to like bind a whole bunch of hotkeys. That's terrible. Let's format this. I can't be arsed to do new lines myself. There we go. Oh yeah, and then we need to also do this thing. Also, thank you for the follow, by the way. I never said that. I just realized. Yes. Do that. What do you mean? Oh, I just don't do the question mark. I'm too used to that. Alright, there we go. Do that, and where do we save? Asking for a friend. Where do we save? Let's just do load. Load. Yes. I need to actually come up with a directory where to save stuff. I saved some Octree stuff before. Into the source folder, I'm pretty sure. I just need to like look at how I did that and then copy it, because I don't remember how to save stuff from the top of my heart. I have that, and what do we do now? State. Oh, why will we do it like this? Spec new state voxels don't save, and then we give it the, and that needs to be immutable. That's scuffed. I really like how this is, but it is scuffed. We just take the current state and just replace it. just just raw replacement, just like get the old one out, just drop it, get the new one in. Here we go. Like this line has so like, how would I say, big implications behind it. Like we run this and a lot of stuff happens. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So we need to handle the case where some, it's gonna be our new world. Uh, yeah, we might want to prevent the user from like just losing shit. That's fine. Right. Set up voxels as new world. Else. Oh. Whatever. I'm gonna do that. Alright. So now, I should be able to run those commands and then it will just try to me. But it doesn't work. But I want to see the output. I failed to load world test. Wow. Ooh. So if I have an empty string, then it. Ooh. Is this a thing in here? Oh, it is a thing. I'll do it here. I guess I'm also gonna do it here. I kind of. I don't like the fact that I can have a, like, I can do parse next and then it's empty. I need just a unified function that handles that. So if I have empty arguments, then no. Alright. Yeah, this is the thing. For now, we're not gonna handle it. That's fine. Anyway, what now? What now? What now? Yeah, that's... I actually need to save. We don't do that right now. We did do some... Can I search the commits? No. Okay. File. Do file. Okay. Don't really want to unwrap. I'm just gonna say, is this an error? This gives us a result. So we say let OK file. Then if it is not OK, I actually kind of want to do this before saving. So we're gonna open the file and then we're gonna fetch the data and then we're gonna do that. So we fail fast, basically. And now, what do? We write into there. Write all and just save data. Yeah. Full legal name. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna use this. One, five, six. Oh, interesting. I feel like this seems weird to me. But whatever. I'm used to having it like be let something. Can I? Oh, okay, no, it's the other way around. This is strange. Anyway, so now we should be trying to save. Let's also do the loading code and then test that. We're gonna create. We are going to open. Failed to open file. Invalid data. I just realized that I'm not saving the version of the save data yet. I need to implement that. What I mean by that is that if I update my save format, then I also want to support the old formats. Yep. Yep. For now, it's fine. We do that. Can I just get an iterator over the thing? Hold on. We get a file. Oh. Have iterator here? Hmm. Apparently I can do that. And say file.bytes. Ooh. Oh yeah, I need to do that. Being all fancy using the phrases there. Oh, okay. Yeah, I need to do that. 1580. Now, what are we gonna do? We're gonna do this. Go. What? Oh yeah, do you need this? What is the video IO bytes file? Oh, so oh. Huh? Whatever. I'm not gonna do the fancy thing. What was the previous error that I had? What was the error with this? I just opened Go by accident. Whatever. I was not gonna do that. Let's save data. And then file read to end, wasn't it? Read to end. Mutable. Alright, scary part. Testing. For real. And it seems like it just did it. And we have this here. It's 1.9 megabytes. Then we can destroy some blocks. And they come back. That's crazy. Imagine writing code and the code works. Let's make some stairs. Um, there we go. That's 2 megabytes. Makes sense that it's more than that. And let's do another set with a different color. And this is gonna be the test stairs, so the smoother ones. I can have my test environment for the stairs. I don't have to rebuild this every single time. You can see though how it looks like I'm sinking into the stairs a bit when I'm going up these. But with these stairs, it's not as... I mean, we still kind of sink a bit, right? I could probably make the interpolation a bit faster. So let's do this thing where I say save stairs. Yeah. And also I could do load empty slate. And they are just gone instantly. Like, it doesn't take any time at all. And boom! That's so cool. It's so cool that it's instant. I'm happy about that. Ay, 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 ay. Well, what I can now do... I can just not do this. And the game is gonna start up so much faster. Like, now we're gonna obviously compile, but now the game itself, like, starts up instantly. Where are we? Like, we, like, fell down through the world. That's fair. Let's reopen the game. Are we gonna release? We open up instantly. And we are in no clip by default. So we can just do that. Nice. And then I can do this, and then I can load. I'm gonna do a thing where it, by default, loads the empty slate world, I think. Can I cheat? Can I be cheeky? Maybe. Not quite, actually. This takes the entire state instead of just the voxels. I'll just load the thing. I was thinking like pushing a fake command, then doing a thing with that. Oh, actually, oh, I can still do it, but I don't know if I should. I'm just gonna load. Anyway, yeah, I have a system in my mind. Actually, first, okay, first, format and commit. Right, that is the first task that I should do. Let's commit. We do want this. We do want this. We want everything from this. We don't want these. These are just the saves. I need to make like an actual folder where these are just the same directory like that. Oi. Oi. Save load to RS. And then oh no, we want to go here. We do need this. This is some other garbage. This is for block impl. Yep, we don't need the stairs thing though. Impl chunk. Yep. Yep, we need this. If I do cargo test, does it pass? Yep, it passes. What are these changes? Oh, I don't need these. I don't need these either. I can update this to do in this commit. Yep. That's gonna be for later. All right. Yeah. That's good. And now these should be ignored. Or I'm just gonna stash for now. This still passes, and we can run the game. It's gonna generate the world because we stashed away the thing. The change is the comment that out, but that's fine. I'm gonna do save. It seems to work. That's all good. Restore. Yeah, that's great. Good progress. I don't think I'm gonna do stair connecting. I'll just finish up the save load in a way where we load the empty world by default instead of replacing the voxels every single time. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So starting up the game is just gonna be a lot faster, basically. That's just what I want. And these also should go into a save folder. Can I do that? Is that allowed? Oh, it's not. I can probably just format this. Really? Oh, I need to do it in a different way. No, that's how you do it. We do that, and then let's also do the other thing now, or reload the world. We don't even want to do this. Oh yeah, we don't even want to do that. We just say empty slate. I think that's the name. I could just rename this default. Yeah, and if we don't have a thing, then we just just make a new one. Wahoo! Uh, we don't really want to do this. Mm, 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 mm. Very ugly. Well, you format it, it's fine. Yep. Lishi. What? Oh. Oh yeah, I need to say. What? Oh, yeah, I need to get the file. I can't just pass in the string. Oh yeah. I kind of want to separate that into a separate function then. Or do I? Yeah, I do. Or it's just. Yeah. Load world. Then we give let's get a string in here, and it's gonna do everything that we do here. Slightly different way though. Let move file. We do this, and we just put a question mark there. Return none if we can't get the file. We do this. I'm feeling my energy going down a bit, but I really want to finish this. And then I can just say I don't have to do anything else actually. If that's none, we just return none. I could replace this stuff with this load world now. So I would just say load world, and what do we say here? We give it the save name. Nothing else. I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that. This is supposed to be the other way around. 1, 2, 5. Oh, okay. You're expecting something different. Oh, actually, this is okay. What do I? How do bow? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I want to do this. I'm gonna have this here. I have to mark it up, I guess. And we do have to put braces here. Okay. With the dot, okay. And that works apparently. Alright, let's see. Let's see. We should load instantly into the default world now. And there's nothing. Why? Oh yeah, this is supposed to be default, not that. Oh, there we go. Now we load instantly into here. That's great. We no longer have to wait 2 years to load in every single time that I change something. We're just gonna have to wait for the recompile. And that's it. Wow. Nice. Um, I'm still gonna have the generation code commented out right there. Just because it's useful. We need the file versions for save load. So we're gonna write something on here. Oh, actually, I'm gonna make a commit and then I can do a funny meme to myself. Never pushed that apparently. Yes. What else do we have here now? We don't need this, we don't need this. Mhm. This technically could be two separate commits, but I'm just gonna like there's one change where I change the save load code a bit, and then there's the other change where I load a save by default. Well, good stash. And we go here, we run the code. Yep, and it seems to work. Also run the test. And it just works. Works. And now what I can do, the funny meme I can give myself. When we load, We're gonna give it a version number or the data version. And this way we can handle old versions, like old file versions, right? And well, technically, this is gonna be for the voxels thing. Is that we're gonna have to like read a number from the file, and then we can step into here, right? But that's fine. That is fine. I'm satisfied. Yeah, but now this doesn't compile because it's like, oh, we don't have this argument. But that's fine. This is exactly the state that I want to leave the code in, so that the next time I come work on this, I don't have to remember to read a to do from somewhere. I'm gonna look at this error and be like, what the fuck, and then hopefully remember. Okay, now that's I should remember from that. I'm gonna do a normal smiley. That's great. I'm not gonna commit that. That can just live there. I can push that. Nice. Stair connecting. Fuck that. Camera projection. Fuck that. We're not gonna do that right now. Say load is complete. Wow. Anyway, I'm gonna check a thing. Check a thing. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap up there. Here's the end screen stuff. You can find the stream at neuropathy.com/stream. If I happen to move from Twitch for some reason, you can find me there. You can find all the VODs archived at neuropathy.com/stream/archive. You can see my schedule at neuropathy.com/stream/schedule. We actually like moved our clocks like 1 hour forward recently. I'm not sure how the time lines up right now. Hold on, let me do a funny thing. Let's see. It doesn't show me straight away in the thing. Oh, let me also get rid of this. What are you saying? So you're saying active zone. Inactive zone. Okay, sure. Yeah, it's 5 a.m. GMT. Right, no, it's not. It's 3 a.m. GMT. Usually it's 4 a.m., but we moved 1 hour forward. So, yeah. But, this is the time that I'm live. Aye, aye. I guess 4 a.m. BST right now. But, you know, it is what it is. That's the time. That's the schedule. Every Saturday. Keeps me working on this. And yeah. Good stuff, good stuff. And also join the Discord. Nearpatty.com/stream/discord. It's pretty inactive right now, but that will change as we get more people in there. I've completely forgotten. I need to have like a thing that sometimes pops on the stream that says like, oh, I have a Discord. So, you know, if people like randomly tune in, then they'll be able to know. Yeah, that's everything for this time. I hope you have a good one, and see you later. Bye bye.